Hello and welcome to the Mixanalog 21st webinar. My name is Bojan.
And I'm Žiga, and together we are working on mixanalog, the online service that makes your tracks sound great with real analog gear that's connected to the cloud that you control in real time.
That's great. We've been running these webinars now for some time. They come out every 2 weeks. In them, we take your questions about our company and service, and we answer them on a live video, such as this one. And we also present what's happened since last time.
So, at any time, if you have questions, write it in the checkbox on which side? On this side, I guess.
I guess.
We'll check that ever so often. That's when we're looking in this general direction. And try to give you answers to the best of our ability. So feel free to ask or suggest anything, and we'll try to get back to you.
Yeah. So I'll be looking in this direction every now and then, and I'll read out the questions and the feedback and the comments that you guys make, and then we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. All right. So while you guys are busy preparing questions for us, I'll go ahead and I'll list a few topics for today. So in order, we're going to talk about the Studer tape machine that we already have online now for some time, the audio destruction unit, some feedback on that, and also a pricing update on it now that it's coming out of the free tier, and an update on the tape volume controllers, the Gyraf G24 bus compressor, the optical passive compressor. And we're also going to announce a new software feature that you guys have been asking us for a very long time. It's the loop function, of course, finally coming to mixanalog after a very long wait. Sorry about that. We also have some other sort of update. It's more like, it's boring, but it's necessary. We're going to change a bit our email and password policy slightly. And this is a good opportunity to share that with you guys. And then we have a much bigger project that we want to talk about. It's called The Move.
And it's all caps.
And it's in all caps, yeah. It's taking a big chunk of our whiteboard space around here as we plan it. And I'll talk more about that. It's going to be one of the last things in this video. And then the last one is something that you all guys like the most, I believe. And it's the announcement of new hardware coming to mixanalog. I think there's no secret anymore that it's going to be Elysia stuff, and the guys at Elysia have been so kind to send us some mystery boxes, which we will unbox together as the last thing on this webinar.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, if you've come here from all our teasing on social networks about unboxing, we'll be doing that last, of course. So stay tuned until the end of this webinar.
Let's talk about the Studer.
Yeah, let's go on to the Studer. So over the last few weeks, if you've been a little bit unlucky, you've probably figured out it's a bit finicky. It's unstable. It crashes. So yeah, we've first made a little small changes to the code, make it handle a little more cases, little more situations. That didn't work.
It worked a bit, but
yeah,
it just didn't cover everything because
we did some electronic upgrades first, second
thing, yeah.
And that didn't help either. It was still acting up every now and then. So yesterday we got really angry and replaced even more driver chips and some other logics in the control circuits, especially in the communication lanes. And we also recapped more than half of the power supply.
I think
which proved to be in quite bad state now that we've finally
gotten around to it, I guess.
So yeah, after all this, the Studer should be
seems very
much more stable now.
Hopefully this time for real.
Yeah, hopefully this time for real. So I would again invite you all to give it a try. and let us know if you again run into some problems, like the output meters showing that you're actually playing something and the input meter staying silent, or the dreaded
Crash
crashing
report window.
Yeah, crashing report pop-up. If any of that happens to you, just write us in the chat and you'll get your tokens back.
Sure.
So yeah, but apart from that, it should be much more stable now.
We've done everything in our power that we've found so far to be wrong with it. So software stuff, hardware stuff, electronics, mechanics, lots of stuff was improved. Hopefully this will be enough now for some stable operation. The Telefunken has been now stable for months, and so we hope to get to the same level of dependability and stability.
Mm-hmm. And we've just had one remark from Sleep Circle. If he wonders if it was the power supply that was throwing everything else off.
Might have been.
Yeah. Judging by the actual, not jitter, but noise that was on the Logix rail.
Could be.
Yeah, it might as well be the power supply all along. So yeah, we're hoping for the best now.
Some dry caps will do that.
Mm.
So I think that's it about the Studer. We really invite you guys to give it a good try out. If you're afraid of trying it because it's been crashing so much, now is the time to try it again. And it's definitely safe because we'll give you back the mat that you would lose if anything untoward would happen. But if it works, then that's great for you, right? All right. So let's see if there are any new questions. Not really. So let's move on. Let's talk about the audio destruction unit. It's been doing quite great, actually. It's one of the, I think, not one of the, but the best release we've had yet in terms of reservations in the first few weeks of its release. It's been called, I think, indispensable, and the one unit that I want to run everything through, stuff like that. So we're taking this as a very positive sign, and you guys are happy with it. That's really, really cool. Also, there wasn't like any issues with it. We just put it out, and I don't think there was any updates needed, no software tweaking, no firmware stuff. So
at least once.
At least for once, yeah. So hopefully we didn't jinx it. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come, so that all of the next releases will be as stable and as trouble-free as the ADU one. So now that it's been out for a few weeks, we're going to put it out of the free tier, of course. So as we said when we put it out, we are going to price it at the same level as the Elysia and the Better Maker. So it's going to be, I believe, at 90 tokens per 15 minutes, or about, I think that's 6, right, per minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for trying it out in the time that it's been out for free, and hopefully you'll continue that now that it won't be.
We need to eat.
Yeah. That too.
I hope you like it enough that.
I hope it warrants the same kind of attention as it did now in the free time.
Okay. So moving on, I don't see any other remarks.
No new questions or suggestions, so I think we can move on.
Yeah. So some of you, or quite a few of you, have already been asking about the volume controllers for the tape. Yeah. So the new ones, and where they are and when they are coming online. And we've already posted photos and everything, and where the hell are they now? So, yeah.
As things are right now. I think we can show you, actually. So,
it's right here.
Okay, let me help you with that. Or am I helping?
I'll just check.
I think so. Here it is.
Like that, so that you can see it. So, those two are going to be the volume controllers for the Studer and the Telefunken.
And the rest is power supplies and stuff.
Yeah, power supplies, and those are the actual volume controls. But the point is, what's been happening and why it's still not online are those little gray wires right here.
Yeah, I think you can see them. Yeah,
Those
that's cool.
gray wires here. That's because I've messed up the design for. Yeah, it's me again. uh, I I messed up the design of the PCB for relay drivers, so I've had to make some additional trace cutting and
Some last-minute adjustments were necessary.
yeah, to make it work. And if everything goes to plan, today after finishing the webinar, I'm doing the last checks for the firmware, which is looking good so far. And if all that checks out, those are going to be online
This week.
in a jiffy.
Yeah, hopefully. We have some holidays here, so maybe that won't happen, but hopefully it will. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And apart from that, thank you for all your comments on the graphical user interface. We've made a very nice collaboration or
Yeah, it was
iterative.
a nice iterative design.
With you guys that
Here's
are.
an idea. It sucks. Here's an idea. Oh, this is better.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So yeah, you've actually made happen a design that will fit your needs by staying in touch with us on social networks and on Discord. So yeah, the design is finished.
Correct now, I
Correct.
think. Yeah. It looks okay now. So now we measure it
Yeah.
and we know if it works well. If it does, then we can hook it up.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or Friday, or maybe Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. We'll
As soon as we can.
as soon as we can. So I think that's it for the volume controllers.
Yeah.
I've seen one thing pop up in the chat.
Yeah, Sleep Circle, having a few notes about hardware versus software, how you can fix things in software
Yeah.
easily and not so much in hardware. So once you commit to a PCB, that's what you get printed, and
Yeah,
it's true. It's
Unfortunately.
true. Yeah, that's the way things work for hardware.
yeah. I've been lucky enough that to some degree I suck a little bit at PCB design. So the PCBs are big and not so squashed together. So in case that I screw up something,
They're
there's
Baroque.
Yeah, sure. It's much easier to fix them with wires and cutting leads and so on.
So that's a positive thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a positive thing in
I think there's the most positive thing in this design. Oh, well, one of the most positive
Yeah.
things is that it has happened and it's working, and it's a high performance design, meaning that
Yeah.
we took really nice components. We thought a lot about stuff like noise and about signal integrity and stuff like that. So while the PCBs turned out to have a few things that we needed to adjust, I believe that the weight will be worth it.
Yeah, I'm happy that the problems happened in the control part of the PCB, not the
audio
audio
one.
part.
Yeah.
So audio part is staying as it is. I'm happy for that, and the relays are clicking now. So
Yeah,
All good.
progress. All right.
Yeah.
So briefly about the Gyraf G24. It's getting along. It's not built yet, but it's in progress. So we've already shared the final UI images with the group on Discord, and I think also on the Mixanalog Facebook community. The feedback has been very positive, so we're super happy about that. Jakob is also the owner of Gyraf Audio, has also given his thumbs up on the design. He's also very happy about the way it looks and the way it's laid out. It's the same as hardware, so I
I
think
think he's actually watching the video.
he is.
I think I've spotted him in the chat somewhere.
Oh yeah, he is. Hi, Jakob. And yeah, so we're super happy to now finally have all of the components, all of the electronic components here, and we've done the rest of the projects that were kind of on fire and we had to take care of immediately. So now we can actually do the Gyraf stuff. So one of these projects on fire was the two-studer stability fixes to make the power supply. work better and the logic be more clean. But now that that's behind us, hopefully we can focus on the G24. It's still a bit too early to give like a fixed release date, but it's probably just a few weeks away in the future. So yeah, now we're assembling the automation, doing some wiring, and I think all that's left is firmware, I believe.
Well, design-wise, yeah.
I mean, aside from the assembly and the wiring, which is happening at a desk over there.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing missing. We have the UI, and the hardware is getting completed. So just the firmware left.
And I'm finishing at least one, if not two, studio projects. So the firmware is going to happen pretty soon, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to that. So with the hardware stuff a bit covered, let's say, let's go to this more administrative thing on the software side. Unfortunately, there have been quite a few cases of users making fake accounts. Over time, over this whole year, we've had quite a few of those people come, make an account, take advantage of the free tokens that we provide for new users. We were always a bit, okay, let's fix a few things and make it a bit harder to do that. But as long as that's a low enough percentage, we'll just take it in stride. That's normal for an online product. Unfortunately, recently, this became a bigger problem. So there's even more people now, and I think some people have now even developed the habit of making fake accounts only. Whereas in the past, I think a few people made fake accounts, and then once they got to know the service and saw that it actually does provide them some value, they made a real account and started some support, some paying. So with that in mind, we have to adjust a little bit on how we treat email accounts. So in the future, in the short-term future, we will be limiting the reservations to only accounts with confirmed emails. So what does that mean? When you make an account, you get an email automatically from us where you can then click a link to verify it. And currently, if you don't do that, you can still make reservations and use mixanalog normally. So, some people just do that. And we're going to just make this little change that, no, you'll have to actually verify your email address. So most of the legit users have already done this. But if you haven't, we will add a button in the profile section of the app where you can click to resend that activation email if it somehow missed you. And of course, if you still have trouble going through this verification process, then all you'd need to do is contact us on the online chat support, and we'll help you manually. So if needed, but it should be like a really pain-free process, and just for those who have not already confirmed their emails.
It's kind of a standard procedure, isn't it? I mean, I'm used to getting confirmation emails from most of the services I sign up for, so it's nothing unusual or nothing strange.
Exactly, yeah, it's totally normal, I think, for us to require validated emails, but so far we haven't, and that's the only thing that changes. Aside from that, I noticed that our password policy was very draconian. I think we require 8 characters and a special character and a number, and I think also one capital letter at least, and so on. So we'll be relaxing that a little bit. I've had a few complaints from people that it's just, their normal password doesn't work. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we are a bit too strict on that, requiring all of those things. So we'll be relaxing that a little bit. So that's it on that side. It won't take effect immediately. I'm just announcing it right now that we will do it in the following weeks, and it will be reiterated also because it is, a change. Some people might notice only when they will want to reserve and won't be able to. So that's why I'm going to announce it here and on Facebook and so on, and also in the newsletter. So hopefully everyone will have a chance to know that this is happening. Yeah, so hopefully that'll help.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Anything else that we're doing?
yeah. Soon-ish, or in a week, as it's we are starting now, but it's going to really hit in about a week. Is the move.
The move.
So it's all caps, the move.
The move.
So what could that be? I think we were talking about this for
Some time ago.
some time ago.
Yeah. Must
Um,
be quite a few webinars.
Yeah. And it's us moving the whole processing rack from the machine room where the servers currently reside to our office directly here behind us.
Here-ish.
So why we are doing that is for a couple of reasons. One is that it's much easier to keep an eye on the hardware that way. So if anything starts acting strangely, like tape machines or other pieces of gear, we have them right here where we can take care of it in minutes.
Immediately, yeah. But
That's
especially you can hear it, see it. So, if there's a problem and you guys raise that on chat or something, it's just, we can just take a look and say, all right, there's a red thing going on that tape machine. Probably it's not happy. Let's go and check that out immediately. So we don't have to run back and forth to the machine room and fix things. And also if it starts making strange sounds, like
letting out smoke signals, then we know that.
Then we know that before you guys tell us on the chat. So hopefully that it's one of the good things from the move. But I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Another reason why we're doing it is because heat is getting to be a problem in the server room. And the tape machines, especially the tape wear, is not taking that in a very good way.
Yeah.
We found out that we have to exchange the tape much more often because at higher temperatures the
tape is stickier.
Yeah, the oxide layer comes off more easily and it sticks more to the heads, so it requires cleaning more often. So in any way, this office is much cooler than the server's room, and we hope that this is going to benefit the tape machines in particular.
Yeah, and that benefits you guys because that means the sound of the tape will be, for a longer set of time, it will be
a more consistent
one, and it'll take a longer time for it to degrade. So if at some point we know that it's slowly declining and we don't have exactly this tape here in the room to replace it in a week, say, we can then order a new one. It will come within a week. But if it were a very hot room, say like the summer was, then it could be just days when it will deteriorate below the threshold of what's acceptable, and then at that point we would be running for a few days with tape that's not as good as we would like to. So this gives more consistency to the tape machines, and overall all of the power supplies will be much more happy running in a less hot environment.
Yeah, it brings the longevity up.
And lastly,
I guess
one thing that...
and lastly, you're going to be able to see our machines in action.
Yeah.
Right behind us here, I think we have a webcam planned to put somewhere.
Yes, there's a plan to have a webcam installed here at all times, and we live stream the rack of gear, and especially the tape machines that are interesting to watch, if nothing else, as they rewind and play and stop and do all of the fancy stuff, and all the lights go on and off. So should be fun, and also it'll prove to anyone skeptical at first glance that this is legit. We actually do have the gear that we say that we do.
It's funny, but I haven't seen a real skeptic for a long time now.
That's-
I know you
that's
do
true.
much
That's-
more support than I do, but
There are some times, but yeah, the ratio from 1 year ago to now is definitely much healthier. I think. I mean, it's just so much easier. I think it's people are I think more and more used to just trying, hearing for themselves, deciding for themselves. If it sounds better than what they're used to, then that's that's it.
yeah, that's proof enough in a way.
Exactly. So it's good to know.
So what all that entails is in about a week's time, the whole service is probably going to, or it is going to be down
It's
for at
actually a
least.
bit sooner. It's going to be about Tuesday. Oh yeah, it's about a week. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be, the service is gonna be down for at least 1 day, if everything goes strictly to plan, and if not, maybe a day and a half, maybe 2 days. But I think that's caps, because we are taking some precautions or trying stuff. We are trying the most important stuff before we move the rack.
Right.
And I just saw it on the video, what we're gonna be trying is this.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that a little bit.
It
It doesn't look like much.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but it's actually 56 gigabit per second optical InfiniBand
Yeah.
cable or connection that's going to be connecting the servers that are still going to be placed in the server room, and the audio I/O unit and the control unit
Yeah.
that's going to be sitting with the analog gear here in the rack behind us.
Exactly. So we're taking a very high-end optical connection from the servers to the ADDA converters and the gear here. So we can have all of the loud server machines away in a room where they don't bother anyone, and here we can have just the nice gear where we can keep an eye on it and work on it directly if we need to.
I saw a question from Jakob.
Yeah, Jakob is saying that this could be a game changer in that it would invite in people that need a form of quick revision recall for their own local hardware, or who need multiple instances for some reason. So yeah, it's an interesting thought, having this in a separate room with video and so on. So yeah, we're definitely thinking in that way as well. I think it's a bit too early to be sure on how we could make it useful for people like that, but it's a good thought. We'll definitely be thinking in that direction. So
So about the move, I think we've covered all.
yeah, the gear will be here, and you guys will be able to see it 24/7.
Yep. So what's left?
What's left to discuss?
Oh, yeah. What's left?
The most important thing happens next. So everybody likes new hardware, I think, when we put it on mixanalog. And it's no secret now that it's going to be Elysia. So what we have here is, let's check if it's visible on the camera. It's the first box of 2. What could it be? I'm going to wait for... Do we know what's in the box? Yes. Yes, we do. Or do we actually? Because I don't know what Ruben might have, there might be a surprise in there that I don't know about. But I'm assuming that it'll be gear. I'm also assuming it'll be Elysia gear. Probably.
It's a box in a box.
It's a box in a box. So let's get that out. Okay.
Oh, that's one box in a box?
That's one box in a box. There's another box in a box.
That's ridiculous.
It doesn't want to come out. This one's shy.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need this
have
one
2.
anymore.
And while I get the second one, I think you're welcome to start unboxing them.
Okay, so Žiga is getting another box with boxes, and I'm going to open this one. Okay, let's see. It's not so light as I thought when I was taking these upstairs. But let's open the first one. Okay, and it just happens to be, yeah. Oh yes, oh baby. It looks cool.
What did you get?
The first one that I got is Elysia gear. We were right about that. Let's check which one it is. It says envelope.
My favorite one.
Your favorite one?
Yep.
Out of what? It's a trick question.
Yeah. Well, after hearing the music when we got it,
Yeah?
it's kind of a tie, but
Yeah?
still, what this box does is something so
It's
incredibly cool.
beauty. It's a beauty. So the envelope. Nice. Cool. Check the knobs, man. It's really cool. Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we're gonna divide these fairly. Žiga can do the next one.
I don't want to damage anything.
Yes, we are going to have a transient designer. Exactly, an analog one from a very cool company. I think, do I remember that wrong, or did Ruben work at SPL before, and he was actually the guy working on a transient designer there? I think so. I think he's the designer behind it, to be honest.
I don't know the
I think that's
history
his
of it,
design.
but it sounds familiar. So yeah, it might be.
Do you want this one? Oh,
Yeah, maybe it's same thing.
I'll give you this one. I don't know if you guys are having as much fun as we are, but this is pretty cool. It's nice to get.
The only
gear.
disappointing thing about all that is that I cannot take all of those into my studio.
Nope. That's forbidden.
Yeah.
We're gonna have it here. But
And
you
the
can
next
you can
one-
use it over mixanalog. So
Yeah, you bet I will.
what are we getting? What is this one?
Character.
Character.
Yeah.
I've heard Whitesea say extremely good things about it. So
Oh, haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
I should check it.
yeah, should.
But yeah, it's going to be another saturation box, but
Here
with
we
a
go.
completely different design and probably completely different sonics than the ADU.
I think so.
Um,
It has no tubes. It has other tricks.
mhm.
So I think it should sound very different,
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
and I can't wait to give it a try because I've only heard the plugin, but from what I've experienced from switching from the music you plug in
Yeah.
to the actual hardware, I really have to hear this one before I say anything because that was a completely different story.
Yeah, with the hardware.
Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah, the boost
I don't
on
know.
the music cue, the music is quite amazing. The when you turn up the frequency to the end and then you boost, it's like I haven't heard an EQ software or hardware that does what it does. And then with the slew rate limiting thing on the worm mode, that's just heaven. Like when you combine those things together, at least for me, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, it actually saved me a lot of trouble on a particular song I was mastering a month ago or something like that. Because I was having trouble with some weird, nasty clicking transients of, I think it was some weird steel acoustic guitar or something like it.
Right.
And instead of pushing my limiter into some bizarre gain reduction, just press the warm mode on the music cue, and
yeah.
it's solved. Problem gone. So really, really nice box.
So if you pick a wrong microphone, you can still solve it.
That's also something that, at least for me, the envelope is such a box that
a problem solver that also sounds great. Yeah.
So the next one.
What is the next one? What are we getting?
Expressor.
Is it? All right.
I really have to read up on the differences between the expressor and the empressor.
Well, I think one is to you.
Yeah. Well,
this one is one U. Does the empressor have the logarithmic mode? Let's check what this one has actually.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. So this is the expressor. Let's see what it can do. Worm mode. Okay, I'm happy already. Auto fast. Okay. And the logarithmic release. Yeah, it has the logarithmic release thing. That's cool.
So is that a mono unit?
No. Is it?
No, it's a stereo unit.
Of course
cool.
it's a stereo unit. I think maybe this one's meant, I don't know.
Ratio.
We had to try it.
It's a stereo only unit. Okay. Because if I remember correctly,
Really?
the empressor is dual mono that can be linked, and this one is stereo only.
Oh, I see. No, wait, is it? A mix gain. Yeah, I see. Okay, so it has one set of controls for everything. Yeah, and just one gain reduction meter.
Yeah.
While I think the empressor has one on either side, right?
I have to try this on my mix bus.
Yeah, well, you know where it is.
Yeah, I know.
This is Christmas. A bit early, but this is Christmas.
This is definitely Christmas if there ever was one.
Having so much fun.
I didn't have the slightest idea that I'm gonna have so much fun today.
I think you're opening your third unit.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Here we go.
I get to open this one. Yeah. This is mine. All right, let's see. Okay. Sheer joy. What could we get? This is the last one. Is it the alpha?
X filter.
I think it's the alpha. Sorry guys, it's not an alpha.
The box is far too small.
Yep. It is either they've shrunk it down to 1U,
Yeah.
or it's not an alpha. It is you're right, it's the X filter. What's the X filter for anyway? Do you know?
No.
Because as much of a fanboy as I am of Elysia gear, I don't know all of it because I haven't had the chance to try all of it. Shames me to admit it, but I haven't tried the X filter yet. So
Okay, so it says, welcome to Filter Wonderland.
Filter Wonderland.
Yeah.
Okay.
The X filter is one of the quite few true linked stereo EQs on the market.
Okay.
It gives you the
True
expansive sound of an all-class A equalizer in a surprisingly affordable package with a precise stereo image based on computer-selected step potentiometers.
So this is also a stereo unit, like with one set of controls, and it's got 4 bands. And
I think this is kind of the baby music
I
cue.
love this. Read this button.
Hit it!
Yeah, it says hit it. Okay, nothing happened, but
Yeah.
we're assuming if we power it up and put some audio through it, that would actually make something.
I know that it really makes me sound like a proper nerd, but I think I'm gonna be reading up on the manuals.
I think so
For those
too,
boxes.
because you have this one. It's called passive massage.
Passive massage
Right.
and hit it. That's cool.
We have to try it.
Yeah.
I think I want to take this one wherever we can try it on some proper monitors and just give this a run through, because these are some mysterious controls.
Yeah. And I'll have to make a tutorial video
Right.
for each one of them.
Oh, try the knobs, man. This is just so cool.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's so cool.
What I'm wondering is where we'll put all the automation. These are very small boxes.
Yeah, that can only mean one thing. We'll have to open them up and see if we can put automation inside.
There's always, we can, because we're insane. So, I think
that's also something.
After the automation we put in the music queue, I think we can do anything.
Probably.
There's this much space in it, but we managed to put in enough controls for all of the knobs on there.
There's a lot of knobs.
There's a lot of knobs on the music. Yeah. But so I think these won't be too challenging, but I'm still a bit concerned about the space. But I think what really strikes me is the first thing when I'm unboxing all of these 4 items is that the craftsmanship is just super amazing. If you look at these edges, they're super nicely machined. Everything is so sharp, and I mean sharp as in there's no mistakes anywhere, but you can run your finger on it and you won't get cut. So it's a very cool combination of a very sharp look, but actually very smooth to the touch. Mm-hmm. So amazing job, Elysia. This is really good. This represents German craftsmanship to me. So, let's see what the comments say. We've got a few we haven't checked on yet. Yes, yes, pretty much yes to everything, yes. Yeah. We're having fun. This has been a really nice experience that we hope to repeat with more gear coming in to put on mixanalog. We should do this every day.
Yeah, I could get used to.
Can you imagine going to your job every day and it's unboxing day
Elysia
every day?
Stuff.
But not just Elysia stuff, could be any high-end audio stuff.
Yeah, as I said, I could get used to that.
Yeah, I could. So, let's see.
Yeah, I think we've run out of our
We've run out of stuff that we have to say, and we have to go back and nerd out on the hardware. I also make the firmware for the volume controller. But if you guys have any comments, suggestions, and questions, we'll wait now for some time. And
stare into the void for a minute or two, and then if there are no questions.
If there are no questions,
there is one.
There's a claim that we're insane, which I can confirm, and a claim that Elysia is a real badass company. And we also think that it's great that we're teaming up with them. I just have to, do this every day, like when I wake up and I think we're going to work on Elysia stuff. We're gonna make an online Elysia room where you will be able to try all their stuff. That's amazing. So super stoked. We've been talking with them for years and years and years, since the start of the company about 7 years ago. Every year when we go to the Musikmesse, I would make a point of talking to Elysia, as they're one of the hardware manufacturers that are really, they're thinking forward. They're not making clones, they do their own stuff. So, and they have their own family sound, they're proud of it, and they have a big, let's say, what's the right word? Like, they put a lot of effort into R&D. They're not afraid to research and develop something for 4 years and then say it's not good enough and we won't release it. So they're that kind of company, and working with them, visiting them, talking with them throughout all of these years, I think some of it might have rubbed off on us, and I think that's a great thing to have as a company. So kudos.
Yeah.
So where is the alpha? I think it's still on the bench at Elysia, and we might be getting more mystery packages. I think the field has been narrowed on what you can expect in the next unboxing from stuff that we get from them, but who knows? It could be another X filter or it could be an alpha. We'll see. So yeah, but this is not the last one, I think. This is not going to be the last unboxing of Elysia gear. I sincerely, I'll take my chances and say, yeah, it's not the last one.
And I would just have one remark on Jungle Ross's comment. Again, if I judge from my experience going from the same developer's plugin of MusicU to the real hardware MusicU, I think there is room for improvement in the alpha also, because it's a much more complex unit.
Oh, that's true. Well, I've had the opportunity to see the alpha being assembled, and I saw all of the circuitry inside and the way it's calibrated, all of the steps in between. It has a lot of steps. It's built in stages, and all of the stages need to be measured, and also then they need to be listened to. So they have listening tests on every assembly stage, and the alpha has a long, big pipeline of a lot of parts that go into it. For example, and they've also done like a lot of selection on the components. So just the pots on the alpha was something that they were selecting for 2 years, I believe. Yes, they were doing listening tests for 2 years to pick the pots that they liked. So
yeah, that says something about the company.
So that's why I think it's a kind of an ultimate expression of someone sat down and said, I want a bus compressor and I want it that way and no other way. And I think that's why if you are going to make a plugin out of that, you should invest at least that amount of time and effort.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that happening that much lately. So
well, it is getting better.
It is getting better, though.
That's a
true.
fact.
That's definitely a fact. Plugins are getting better.
But still.
But this is craftsmanship, man.
Yeah.
This is like, it's the ultimate expression of, I want a compressor. How do I go about it? I want this and this and this and this. And I want the ultimate in every category. Like I want the ultimate components. I want to spend a huge amount of time just designing the topology of it and the individual circuits in it and so on. So I trust Elysia on that it's
absolutely
probably not only great, I've heard, so I know it's great, but also that it's probably really, really hard to copy. Like all of it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Just my 5 cents.
We are digressing. But yeah, all good thoughts. So with that,
with that, let me scroll through the comments a bit more, see if there's anything else that we can address. But I think that's actually it, and we should go back to work. I mean, work. Playing with Elysia gear.
Yeah, there's no more boxes to open, so I might as well go home. No, just kidding.
With that message, we'll be taking our leave until next time, in 2 weeks.
So thanks for your time. Thanks for watching us, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.